My name is Dr. Mark Harries, and today I'm going to talk to you about depression. I'm going to explain how people get depressed and how not to get depressed. Now, if we consider what this country or this world was like 135 years ago, you'll discover that we had no electric, no radios, no cars, or telephones, television, etc. So we've come a long way in 135 years in technology. But why is it we haven't improved within ourselves? Why is it we're still depressed, we're still angry, we're still jealous, we're still insecure? Why is it we haven't evolved like our technology? Well, today I'm going to show you how to catch up with technology and evolve to 135 years in the future. And I'm going to explain why you get depressed and how not to. You may wake up in the morning and you may see it raining and you consider your life, your job, and you hate yourself and you don't want to get out of bed. These are the thoughts of being depressed. Now, I'm going to try and explain how your mind works, and this is why people don't change. It's because they don't know what to do. You go to the doctors when you're depressed and they give you tablets. That's not the answer. Oh no. Can't rely on those for the rest of your life, and they don't work. They might settle you down slightly, but they don't solve your problems. So, let's consider the mind, how the mind works. It's split up into two parts. We have the conscious mind. I'm simplifying this by saying it's split up into two parts. We have the conscious mind and we have the subconscious. Now, the conscious mind happens to be 10% of your working brain, leaving 90% for your subconscious. Now, your conscious mind has all the logic, right and wrong, common sense, etc., and emotion, whereas the subconscious doesn't have either of those. It hasn't got any emotion at all, no logic whatsoever. So if you think about those feelings in the morning in bed and you don't want to get out of bed, you initiate that thought. Your subconscious can't express itself on its own. It only follows your conscious mind. So if you initiate that thought with 10% of your working brain, your subconscious follows through with 90%, making you feel absolutely terrible. So you've got to be careful how you think. So if you change your thoughts, now just say you manage to get to work feeling like that, depressed, and then somebody said something or did something and you laughed your head off because you thought it was incredibly funny. Your subconscious would then think, oh, you want him in the laughter mode now, do you? And then add 90% to the laughter mode, taking the thought of being depressed. The rest of your day will be different. In fact, if you were driving home from work and you said in your mind, I'm going to be calm and relaxed and happy when I get home, and you kept repeating that all the time in the car, either in your mind or out loud, it's entirely up to you, by the time you put the key in your front door, you are going to feel just like that, because your subconscious is following your thought. It has no logic. It's incredibly powerful beyond our comprehension. But your subconscious is also your medicine man, genie, whichever name you'd like to put on it, because you are what you think. As an example, just say somebody came along and gave you some free tickets to see a hypnotist show. You're in the audience. You're not that type of person perhaps to go on stage. However, you're in the audience. The hypnotist comes on, introduces himself, and he'd like you all to do a test. And you'll agree to that because you're not going to go on stage anyway. So he says, put your hands up like that. Everybody does that. And then what I want you to do is to imagine somebody has just put super glue on your hands. Now they're wet with super glue. Now put them together and squeeze them tight. Now they're glued. And you can't open them. The harder you try, the harder it'll be. You will not be able to open your hands. And the audience are all like that, trying to open their hands, they're shut. Now what's happened there is that the subconscious has followed your thought. Because the hypnotist bypassed the logic of your conscious mind, because made you say and think that you had super glue in your hands, so did your subconscious. So you are what you think. Let me give you another example. Just say you were on a course and you wanted to get home for the weekend, and you're leaving Friday night, and by the time you're sort of halfway home it's now 3:30, and you're on your own in the car, nobody else around, and it's pitch black down the country roads and so forth. And all of a sudden, as you're driving, you see a car coming up rather fast behind you. You pull over and it overtakes, and you then go back to your thoughts, your depressed thoughts, or whatever thoughts you're thinking about. All of a sudden you see lights up ahead. The closer you get, the more you see. And when you get there, you suddenly realise that the car that's just overtaken you has had a head-on collision with a car coming the other way, forcing 6 or 7 people out through the windows and doors of the cars, spread out all over the road, and you are the only person with a mobile phone, ringing all the services and doing the best you can in the shock you may be in at the time. You tell me where your depression is. You don't have any at that stage. You parked that depression somewhere else. Your adrenaline has gone through the roof, and you'll be like that for a week. Now when you look back on your thoughts that made you depressed before, they don't seem that bad, purely because you've had a rest from it, so is your subconscious. You look back on those thoughts on a clearer state of mind. So you have to be very careful what you think about. Now we have the Hayes method, which is coming out on the internet in 21 days, to show you how to maintain this type of feeling, to maintain this positivity, so that you do not get depressed and you stay positive, bright. How to improve your work, how to improve your self-esteem. The Hayes method will explain all that to you. You are what you think. You cannot blame anybody for your depression. Your loved ones will do the best they can to try and help you sort it out and to try and make you feel better, but it sometimes doesn't work. You get worse, because they keep reminding you all the time about what is the matter, should we do this, should we do that, no. So you're negative all the time. So you've made yourself worse, and your subconscious is following through. Because your subconscious can't express itself in any other way, it always follows your conscious mind. So you have to be positive all the time, never negative, because if you are, then so will your subconscious. And if you're a bit negative about what I'm saying, then it's pointless, because your subconscious will be negative also, because it follows your conscious mind. So there is a lot more to it. Your problems that created you to be depressed can be sorted out. In the Hayes method, which will be coming out in 21 days, will show you how to sort out these problems, whether it be you don't like yourself, whether you're depressed because you have a low self-esteem, whether you have bills, whether you have thoughts, negative thoughts, and you can't control them. The Hayes method will show you everything, how to live a wonderful life, how to be in charge of your own destiny. Thank you.